Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I know it's been a long time since I've posted a video. I'm surprised there's still followers on this channel. But I would like to get back onto this channel again, start posting some cool videos about finance or all types of different topics that I've been interested in the last year or so. Today, though, I want to talk about a company that I'm interested in investing, that I have a small investment in currently. I want to talk about it on this channel. Specifically, I'm going to go through a SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of this company, and then we'll go over the valuation and some other things. So, first things first, the company is called ClearSecure. They're a company that offers identity verification services, focusing on using biometric technology. And specifically, they help expedite and enhance the security processes in airports and other secure venues. So you may have been familiar with this. A lot of you probably have traveled through the airport, and you maybe have seen the TSA pre-check line. Well, there's also Clear, which works with TSA pre-check also, which helps you get through that line and expedites that process instead of waiting for a long time. And so Clear is the private company. TSA pre-checks is government backed. But Clear, they work in different airports, about, I believe, 157 other airports already, and growing. And what's great about them is that they allow users to be part of a network. And not only can you get in through an airport, but you can also go through certain venues like sporting events, like, for example, the Barclays Center is a big one. And I want to mention some metrics. They already do have 20 million Clear Plus members, which is amazing. And like I mentioned, 147 Clear Plus lanes across 56 airports nationwide. They have 19 sports and entertainment partners and 20 airports globally. So that's really exciting to hear about. So let's talk about the valuation of the company. So right now their market cap is about 4.34 billion. Stock's trading at $32 per share. They have cash flow. What's interesting is they've already started making some cash flow, which is amazing. In 2023, their annual 10K statement, they brought in operating activities cash for about 225 million. And what's great is about their purchases of property and equipment was only about 25 million. And so their capital expenditure is not that much. They brought about 200 million in cash flows, free cash flows last in 2023, which is awesome, which is amazing. And really happy to see that. I'll probably go into more detail about the cash flows later on the video or another video. Right now, I just want to talk about their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunities, and their threats. So let's look at some of their strengths. What do I like about this company? Well, ClearSecure's core competency is their biometric identification. It provides a more reliable solution compared to the traditional methods of getting through the airport, like your passport or your government issued ID. The other strength that it has is exclusive partnerships. This is what I really like. They've worked with numerous airports and sports venues. So, for example, I believe if you look at their 10K here, they've built an extensive, and I quote, extensive physical footprint with a nationwide network of airports, stadiums, and partners to offer members frictionless, trusted experiences. And so I'm very excited to see about that. They have about 20 million Clear members currently. Many of them, and I quote, are frequent travelers and active consumers. They also entered into a strategic distribution partnership with partners such as Delta Airlines, United Airlines, Alaska Airlines, and American Express that all promote their services to customers, either on a discounted or subsidized basis. So very exciting there. There's some of the strengths. Let's look at some of their weaknesses. So one of the major weaknesses is their high dependency on airports. A significant portion of the Clear's business and revenues come from airports. So this is a weakness because if there was a downturn in the market or in the travel industry, that would have a significant impact on their revenues. Another thing is maybe the subscription costs, maybe a little too high, or it's a barrier to entry for some customers or casual travelers who may not really perceive that value there. And then also a limited international presence. So right now they're mainly domestic. They do, like I mentioned, do have some airports abroad. And I did mention that some of their global airports are in Toronto, Berlin, London, and Amsterdam with their reserve powered by Clear. Another weakness potentially is their high operational costs. So, I mentioned their cash flows and their capital expenditures. It didn't look too bad in the past few years or past year, but in order for them to maintain that biometric infrastructure and develop secure technology, and expand their partnerships, they may require significant capital investments and operational expenses. And so that's big operational expenses is their software team. And that's another line item that I want to talk about later is their equity compensation, pull back on their earnings. So let's talk about their opportunities. So some of the opportunities that I like, their expansion beyond airports. So right now they're very super focused on their airports and building out that revenue stream, which I think is great, and they should continue to keep doing that. But they also have an opportunity to expand into more venues like stadiums, office buildings, hospitals, and other sectors. The earnings call, actually, what was really interesting is that the CEO mentioned that they have a partnership with Home Depot, and specifically their rental department. And so what's interesting there is their rental department, that's like renting your tools and equipment for different projects. Well, what happens in those departments, items that are lost or not accounted for or stolen, either from customers or employees or whatever. So Clear has worked with Home Depot across their different centers and have people in their department utilize that Clear software. And so that has significantly lowered and reduced that lost and unfound tools and equipment. And so that was a great thing to hear on the call. And it actually helps you imagine like what the potential of Clear really could be in other industries and other types of companies. So I'm really excited to hear about that. Another thing is international expansion. I talked about some of their international airports, that venues that significantly increase their customer base. And in addition, working with government agencies and create additional revenue streams. Let's talk about a few of their threats. So, I'm excited about that. The threats are probably their privacy concerns. It's the biggest one. Because they use biometric data collection, that always poses a privacy concern risk. And so if there was a security breach or data misuse, that could severely damage Clear's reputation and the trust of their customers. Other things to keep in mind is, like I mentioned, economic downturns. So they rely heavily on air travel, and if there was any type of recession, slow down the economy, for example, another virus like COVID-19, that could lead to a reduction in subscriber base. And then finally, cybersecurity threats. The nature of biometric data makes Clear a potential target for cyber attacks. A breach of any sensitive personnel that could cause a significant financial and reputational damage. So those are some of the things I want to talk about. I really want to talk about in my next video about their network effects. So I'm really excited about what they can do to expand their user base. Some other things they're pretty exciting are their financial services, working with financial services companies. And as you know, some of you probably follow this channel, work in finance or in banking, know your customer. And so they've actually acquired a company that allows for that, to know your customer. This biometric screening could help with that. Working in finance, a lot of different vendors, you need to know your customer and make sure that you're working with trust and integrity with the information that you're sharing. So I think this technology and that potential is there. And if they can build that network, if they can show that they're growing a network, other vendors, other partners are going to want to utilize them because they're secure, they're trust, they have strong brand awareness. So I'm really excited about this company. In the future video, I'll talk about their network effects, and I do want to talk about their valuation and what I think they could be worth. Right now, like I mentioned, they're worth about $4 billion, rough, give or take, 4.5. And not long ago, they were maybe worth about half that. They recently had a great earnings call, but a lot of free cash flow coming through, and a lot of growth in their potential customer base and their partnerships. So more to come. So I'm excited about this. It's great to be back on the channel. I hope you guys like this video. And until next time, peace out.